That is how brutal the war has become. It's 153 days of the frenzied genocidal war against the Palestinian people. The Israeli war has pushed 85% of Gaza's population into internal displacement amid acute shortages of food, clean water and medicine, while 60% of the enclave's infrastructure has been damaged or destroyed according to the United Nations. The tussle between these two countries has become a matter of global interest. Speaking further at a press briefing in Abuja, Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria, Abdullah Shawesh, expressed dissatisfaction over the floor massacre that resulted in the death of over 150 innocent Palestinians who were struggling to feed. He also reminded the U.S. administration that a shipment of flour financed by Americans is still stuck at the Israeli seaport.
The U.S. airdrop cannot replace the critical role of UNRWA in supplying the Palestinian refugee with the necessary and urgent needs. It is time to stop aligning itself with the Israeli occupation in suffocating and dismantling this UN body. It is clear that the American airdrop initiative is merely superficial and impractical display, rather than serious effort to address the engineered starvation policy. We call on the American administration to stop making this kind of cheap, ridiculous and empty move. People around the world are matured and rational enough, and such cheap policy cannot convince them. Israeli defying the ICJ, International Court of Justice ruling to prevent genocide by failing to allow adequate humanitarian aid to reach Gaza. Amnesty International accused the occupying power Israel of not abiding by the ICJ provisional measures. In this regard, I quote, "Not only has Israel created one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world, but it is also displaying a callous indifference to the fate of Gaza population by creating conditions which the ICJ has said place them at imminent risk of genocide." Israel had not only woefully failed to provide for Gazan basic needs, but it has also been blocking and embedding the message of sufficient aid into the Gaza Strip.
However, the European Union has described the Israeli attacks on the Palestinians as unjustifiable and has called for an international investigation. Kindly give a thumbs up to our YouTube channel and follow us up on every other social media platforms. Patience to both for VMAX TV.